thank you for being here tonight and being willing to hear my testimony. I'm a bit of an external processor. I like to talk out loud about things, tell myself understand things. So if it seems like I'm rambling, it's because I may be uncomfortable and I'm still trying to get used to things. So forgive me. But if you have any thoughts or questions or any little tits or tats that might be interesting in the slightest, I would love to hear them after we're done. I like to talk about things, and I would love to talk with you about whatever you have on your head and in your heart. Tonight I have come before you with a thought to talk about feelings. And before we get too far along, I'd like to pray. And so I hope you could pray with me, and that we could try and humble our hearts before the Lord. I think it's really important. So would you please bow your head with me? Dear God, thank you for giving us this time where we can be together and the ways we know how to be at unity with one another. Please bless this time as you always seem to do. Please don't let me speak in ways that are my own, that are from me in places of my flesh, God, but please give me words that you would have me to speak, because these are the words that will give life and truth and love and grace. And these are the words that not only I want, that I need, but that I'm pretty sure we all do want and need, even if we don't admit it. And I pray that you'll be with us as we move forward tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. So I have note cards, and these are just bullets, so bear with me here. The first thing I've got about feelings is that they have a proper place in our lives. So sometimes it's easy to think about things and not feel anything, and we need to be balanced. That's the other thing. I think it's very Christian, because I think God created us to have feelings. I don't think anyone would disagree with me. So if we are made in a way that feels, how are we going to feel healthily, wholesomely, and rightly? And how are we going to do that in a way that's not excessive or imbalanced, unbalanced? Because we can go too far one way or too far another, as I've found. Because we live in a world that has suffered from the fall, our feelings, even when they're good, can become disordered. And this is complicated, because for me it looks like one thing, but for everyone else it can look like another thing entirely. It is very subjective and contextual to who you are, where you are in life, and what you're dealing with. But the enemy is a master craftsman. Thank God he can't create anything. He's not good like that. But he knows how to play with us in the most unhealthy, devilish ways. And if we aren't aware of our feelings, we tend to be controlled by them, and that's been my problem over my life. I've wanted to feel things so much because I'm such a feeling-oriented person that I just seek to feel everything. And when I'm serious. I got systems created for all kinds of craziness. Like if I don't know what I'm feeling, I get upset because I can't tell what I'm feeling. And then I get angry about not feeling something. It's like creative in the most unnecessary ways. But the thing is, like the sermon from this morning, I tend to run to things for comfort, and my feelings have been a great source of comfort for me over the years. They've kept me safe in ways that are problematic now, because when I was this tall, maybe those were good things to have in place, but now that I'm this tall, it's not really the same anymore, and I have to develop new coping mechanisms. I don't like that word. New safeties, new reliances upon the Lord, in order to really do what he would want me to do with my life. And so as I've been here at Hope for the last 5 or 6 years, I've come to a place where I've learned that I've been so influenced by my emotions. It's unhealthy, it's sinful. It is not healthy, and it is sinful, because I am not to be led by my emotions, nor are any of us. they're like our heart before we're saved. They are deceitful and they can be wicked things. They do not help us. Their goal is not to aim us true. They're not a light before our path, or feet are a light on our path. They're just these, I heard someone call them morally neutral things that occur to us. So what we do with them can be moral, but they often spring up on us like surprises we didn't want, or that we weren't aware were going to happen. And then we choose to act based on how we feel. And the thing is, God gives us power over our actions and our emotions by His indwelling Spirit in us. And that's a hard thing to swallow, because I've heard people say, and this is going to sound trite, but name it to claim it, or name it to tame it. The idea that our feelings can be like a dark room. If you walk into a dark room and you don't turn on the light, you're gonna trip over things. But if you turn on the light, if you flip the switch, you cannot logically, you can't rationally trip over things on the floor unless you're purposefully doing and being willfully ignorant. But that's a whole nother subject I'm not gonna get into right now. And so if you know what you're feeling, you can then know what to do with it. And that has been a trick for me, because I've spent so long wanting to be led by my feelings that even if I know what I'm feeling and I know that it's not right or ain't gonna take me anywhere good, there's comfortable misery is what I've heard it called. I have been in a place for so long where I've been comfortably miserable. And the God doesn't call us, that we know, to be comfortably miserable. He calls us to much more wonderful things, to be to light in darkness, and to be co-heirs with Christ, to know what it's like to enjoy things with joy, and to know who love really is. And so there's this aspect to which I've kind of been leaning into, and I am trying to be careful of and wary of, because part of me has this tendency to think, well, if I don't know what to feel, well, let's just go do the thing to feel it, so then I know, oh, it's good or it's bad. And it's like an experience-based faith kind of living. And there may be a place for that to some degree, but it's never like, yeah, just go do and find out. It's not healthy to go to one extreme or the other. And I found that God hasn't called us to feel Him. It's cool, we know His love, it's a thing that comes inside us. But I think He wants us to trust Him more than to just feel Him and to know He has feelings for us. And the feelings can come, like it says, seek first the kingdom of God and all these things will be added unto you. It's kind of like that. I think, if we trust Him, the right feelings can come. But the whole point is not that we have the feelings. The whole point is that we know the God who gives them. The whole point is not that we can feel even rightly or appropriately or orderly. The point is that we know the God who creates the order. And even if it's not in us, it is not like He doesn't want us, or we're some kind of thing that is so far gone we can't be saved. And we learn about Jesus through the Word and through His children. And these have been primary means with which I've had to garner understanding, because I've never really understood the relationship dynamic of Christ very well. I wouldn't have said that ever, but I look back and I know I didn't know what it was like to sit at the feet of Jesus, and I didn't know what it meant to just be with Him. And these are things that I think are very necessary and required for our faith to become not valid, but to be more whole and to be more robust and to be more all these wonderful words that make it alive and vivacious and clever, things that you might not use every day, because He's such a good God and words cannot possibly contain Him. But this is why church is really important, because we can come together and we can be unified together in this way. It's also very important to understand that We're not supposed to feel alone. Like, this isn't how God created us. I mean, one of the first few things in the Bible we read is that it is not good for man to be alone. You know, like, we're not created to be autonomous and completely independent. We're in need of each other and God. And so I want to say that it's important for all of us to understand that we have feelings for a reason, and they're not meant to be hidden or squandered. They're not meant to be pushed away as if they're undesirable or worthless. We have people in our lives here at this very church, family members and loved ones and friends that we can go to talk about what's going on inside us. I don't think that's just kind of a nice thing. I think it's necessary, like it's imperative. Like if we can't figure out and take care of these things inside ourselves, it's going to be hard to help other people do it too. And I think that's one of the things I want to be about. You know, I want to be about helping and encouraging people. And so one of the ways I have to do that is to know these things about myself. Sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this or if I've ever talked about it with much of you, but I can get really depressed. And my feelings have a way of taking over me. And it's like a whole nother person comes over into my mind and heart, and I can literally use language that will make you question whether I'm going to go do something to myself or not, because it's very visceral and it's very tangible to me, the pain and the sorrow and the suffering and the sadness I feel. And I don't always even have like really great reasons, but that doesn't exclude them or make them invalid. And the thing is, I'm not called to stay there. None of us are. And it's really difficult because even though I know the truth, I have self-worth issues. And whether it's that or just self-confidence in God issues, it's another question to think on. But I don't tend to think that what I say to myself is very valuable, is very meaningful. I tend not to think that I can speak the truth to you guys, but when I say it to me, it doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't have any weight. And so I tell you, talk to your friends because they care about you, and then I want to stay inside myself because I'm not worth having friends. It doesn't make good sense. And it's not the way God would want things to be. And it's terribly difficult to get out of. But it's only by the grace of God that I find my way out. I mean, sometimes just sitting at his feet, like I mentioned, and it's not about even having the right answers or all the time or feeling the right things to get to the right place, to do the right things, to go the right direction. Sometimes I literally just have to cry out to Jesus. I have to be like, why? Or I have to ask him, like, or just cry his name. Like, sometimes I wake up and it's like, I can't do anything but cry Jesus because I don't know how I'm going to put my feet on the ground. It's not pleasant. But the thing is, he sees me through. He is there with me and he doesn't stop. Sometimes it's infuriating because I want to be done. You know, I want to be like Paul, you know, to die is gain, to Christ, to die is gain, and I'm forgetting the passage, but
live as Christ and to die as gain.
There you go. To live as Christ, to die as gain, yes. But he calls us to a purpose here. He puts us here for a reason. And so I have this Charles Spurgeon quote I've always loved. And so I'm going to regale it to you to do what you want with. But the thing is, when I'm like in these places, the thing is I have a great need for Christ, but I have a great Christ for my need. He's never, ever not great enough. And so the thing that I've noticed is when I get to these down, deep recesses, there's always like a turn. When I get there, and it's subtle, and I'm learning that when it happens, don't question it. Don't, because that's my tendency. I want to be like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling good? I'm supposed to feel sad. This is bad. I should feel terrible. But if something happens and there's a change and it's good, I'm learning not to question it, because good can come. If good comes, why not go with it? If it's of God, it's worth God, right? And so it's hard to admit sometimes, But like, I can tell myself a truthful thing and it mean nothing, but then someone in here can come up to me and say the same thing, and it can be something simple, very simple, like, you're worth it, or, I hope you're having a good day. Or could just be someone asks a question because they see I'm different or something. These kind of things that intuit care and concern. And when that happens, it can be like a switch is flipped and God has shown me you are my son. And I do love you, and you are of value. You have great meaning. And I'm like, okay, and I got to run with it, because if I don't, I won't focus on Philippians 4:8. I won't focus on whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable. I won't focus on whatever is excellent and praiseworthy, because my tendency is to go towards my old flesh, to crawl back into my deathbed and put on my dirty grave clothes and just swallow up all what that is. And that is, it's always easier than I want it to be. But by God's strength, I'm finding that it is not impossible to get out of. And so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end on a positive note, because that's what I think we're supposed to do. And I have a few things I want to share with you aside from Philippians 4:8 that we should be, and that in my life have been of great meaning. One of them is music. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I was not Reformed Presbyterian before I came to Geneva, and the psalm singing stuff has really grown on me. And I just, sometimes, like, I like to think I'm a good singer, even though I know I'm not great, but I try. I got a loud voice anyway. And so sometimes I'll be like booming my psalm singing out, but I'm reading the words and I know they're the word of God, and then they hit me. It's like, God says, I love you. Or like, there's this one Psalm 22 where he says, I offer praise you have supplied, which fills me with this kind of joy, because it's like, it's not just that I'm giving it because I am, but it is given to me by the goodness and the grace of God. It cannot be wrong. It's the goodness of God that I'm being supplied to sing out loud, and it's breathtaking. It's enlivening. And then there are other moments like where we're singing Psalm 41C or 32C, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a sinner and I need Jesus. Thank God he saves me. And it can take my breath away and cause me to come to tears and be so, it flutters in my voice. I'm always worried someone's going to hear me fluctuate my voice and think I'm like a 13-year-old boy going through something. But their music is so beautiful. And that's just the Psalms. Like, I've got this one song by, her name is Sarah Kang, and she sings a rendition of Mr. Rogers' It's You I Like. That is absolutely beautiful. I shared it with Dean and Nancy a couple weeks ago. I remember, you can correct me if I'm wrong later, Dean, but I started playing this piece and it has this lovely jazzy little piano thing in it. And I started playing, I don't know what Dean was thinking I was gonna play, but I started playing this like where did this come from? This is good. I like this. Like, I think I surprised him a little bit with what I was playing. And this kind of music is beautiful, not just because it sounds good, but because the words. It's you I like. It's not the things you do. It's not the things you wear. It's not the things that hide you. It's not the toys beside you, but it's you I like. The way you do your hair, your eyes, the skin, the feelings inside you, old or new. It's you I like. This is like, I hear Jesus when I hear these things, because I don't say them to myself enough. And if I have troubles valuing what I say, if Jesus is going to provide them to me some way, I'm going to take them. You better believe I've listened to that song on repeat over and over and over again. And then there's songs like Cody Fry. He has a song called I Hear a Symphony. And it's this song where he's talking about a person, I don't think it's a Christian song, but he's talking about a person who's so beautiful, and they're like a symphony that has changed his life, and it's got this orchestral flow and this crescendo in the background that you can't help but see, and like if you play it loud, you'll be shook. It's beautiful. Then there's songs like Iron and Wine's Call It Dreaming, which are so soft and poignant and subtle, but they're full of poetical meaning that you have to decipher, and you will only get to if you listen to the song millions of times like I have. or classics like Claude Debussy's Clair de Lune. That piano never gets old. It's so beautiful. And then there's also things like poetry, which I am starting to write poetry, and maybe someday I'll have a book, because I have a guy who's going to help me do that, I think. His name is John Bryant, and he's a friend of mine that I meet with every week. These are the kind of things we need to be about. Like, we come here once a week, and we're here for a couple hours, and that's good. But like, we can see each other out of here, you know? It's like, it's not a thing we can't do. It's not a bad thing to aspire towards, and I don't know about you, but I have times where I really want to be with people like you, and I'm not, because I'm just home alone, staring at the pretty art on my walls, which doesn't save me or make me any better. So I write poetry, and I be with friends, and one of my favorite poets is Pablo Neruda. I don't know much of his stuff, but I tell you what, if you read Love Sonnet number 17 and you're not changed, I think you're sus. And so one of the things that helps enlighten me too and know the goodness of emotions and what it means to be alive is friendships. And I have a couple friends here I'm going to call out now. So one of them is Joel McCracken. There was a time several years ago where I was just questioning things. I'm always questioning things, but there was this song, because you know there's always a song. And this song was called The Heart of God by Zach Williams. And I was very troubled by this song because my whole being wanted to believe what this song said. There's only love in the heart of God. But I have come from a place where that's suspect. It's not, to me, it's like jarring, because it's like saying, well, there's only love, so there's no justice. There's only love, so there's no punishment. There's only love, so there's no consequence. There's only love, so there's no anything bad that could possibly happen. It's all wishy-washy, feely-willy, lovey-dovey. And that's not the God we know and serve. And so I was talking with Joel about this, and I don't remember how the conversation went, but I think I was afraid that he would not receive it well, because he's been an RP all his life and I haven't, so I figured maybe he'd be a little staunch Reformed Presbyterian about it or something, and that was not what I got. I got a friend in the time of need, and I felt so much love and care that our friendship is still going. Not that it would have been a deal breaker, but it would have been heartbreaking either way. And then I have friends like Matthew Heineman, and we just watched Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris the other night. And I'm telling you what, it's silly about a woman who goes to Paris to get a dress. It sounds so dumb, but it is so heart-filled and hopeful. It's like, it's PG, like they make those movies still. I'm surprised too. And it's actually good PG. It's like there's actually like meaning and hope, and like it was a beautiful movie. I've watched it 4 times now. And when we was done, we was talking about this and that and laughing away and doing this and that. And something, I was talking about how a lot of my friends are intelligent people, and because we was talking about master's degrees and PhDs and how I don't even have my bachelor's. And yet I'm friends with all these people who are in that stratosphere of education. And I was telling them how hard it was for me to accept that, because the nature of what that indicates is that I'm a smart person, and I can't just ignore that. And it's still very hard for me. And so we ended up telling a joke, and he said at one point, you know, they're not all they're cracked up to be. They're not always funny, you know. And I looked at him and I said, so you're telling me I'm funny, right? And he said yes. And it's these moments where you have a friend who can tell you a thing that is true, that maybe I was fishing for it, but he still said the truth. And it's a friend you can tell things to, and you can look them in the eye, and they listen to you with them. I've had that too. It's a beautiful thing, and I just hope that and pray that we could understand that although feelings are very real, they don't have to run us. And I think in my stage where I am now, the problem isn't so much that I feel too much or not enough, it's that things are leveling. and I'm not used to a plateau. God is taking people and they're becoming less important, not because they're less than, but because I had them up here, and He is appropriately putting them where they belong now. And I'm just not used to that. It's freaking me out. It's like, what do I do with this? And it's probably a way He's saying, well, just look at me. No, I'm right here. And so if you would pray with me that the process would keep going smoothly and that I would persevere as the saints do, I would appreciate it. And I think we're going to sing song 56B. I did request that. So I hope we can sing it with gusto. I want to sing it loud. Will you do it for me? Will you sing it loud, please? Thank you.